episode 2 and shit, and we're gonna talk about all the black shit at New York Comic Con 2017. First of all, I would like to say thank you to Lance and Giselle for all their efforts for helping me with New York Comic Con. My New York Comic Con experience has completely transformed with them, with y'all helping me curate content regarding diversity in comics and being able to be at a venue in an event where a lot of, well, not a lot, but more emerging creatives of color are here at New York Comic Con. Oh, okay. Sorry, I just ripped off my headphone. My bad. I'm wavy. It's late at night, 9:15, and I got here and these niggas was already turned and they're trying to catch me up to speed. So I'm like in between sounding like Barbara Walters and Gangsta Boo right now. So excuse me if I go in and out. Jax is behind. In fact, you know what? Let me turn the camera. I'm actually streaming live. And by the time y'all hear this, y'all don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But I'm streaming live right now. And and MSAB, most of y'all that will hear this won't know what the fuck I'm talking about. And I want to keep it that way. And yeah, either you in or you not. And if you're not in, don't ask about it unless someone invites you. That's pretty much where we at right now with it. The black shit at New York Comic Con. I'm gonna be honest, this wasn't my best year because stinky people got me sick. So I was pretty much down for the count from Friday night until like 2.5 weeks later after the con was over. So I got really, really sick. So I wasn't able to interview everyone I planned on interviewing or running into, but I did run up on some people, so that was pretty cool. What's so funny? Oh, so okay, Giselle is being a lush right now. He has Pinky up drinking whiskey and beer, and Lance is like doing some type of West Indian shuffle behind me. Did you just call me Lisa? You are drunk. Call me Lisa. Jax is here. And thank you, Jackie, for coming.
What up?
Okay, because she's like the most liked person ever. MSAB. So I was like, well, maybe if I bring on Jax, they'll listen to it.
Fake news.
All right, so first day at New York Comic Con, we went to the Artist Alley, and we were looking for all the black people. That's pretty much how I go into New York Comic Con. Show me all the black people. We went to the press lounge. We charge up. We steal snacks. We use the cleaner bathrooms. We recharge, and we just go find where all the black people are. So for the first people we ran into was Stanford Green. That's pretty much like, that was like my goal. Like, you have to interview Stanford Green and talk about his new comic that's coming out with Image Comics in 2018. But of course, that nigga was like busy. Talking about, we got to hook up on Sunday morning. I'm like, I don't want to come to the con on Sunday morning, nigga. Like, but I was like, fuck it, I want to do the interview. So I was like, all right, cool, I could do Sunday morning, because I figured if I do Sunday morning, I won't be there all day. I could be out by like 2:00 at the most. I could just bounce. But that's not what ended up happening. I ended up getting really sick Friday night. I went there Saturday, and like mid-interview with a Rock Upchurch, I was like coughing up clear phlegm. It was just disgusting. I was like, I can't do this because this is nasty. So I end up not going back to the con, and that kind of like made me sad because I missed out on a lot of swag and meeting people and stuff like that. But I was sick, and me being sick around a whole bunch of people is just not a good look. So I I didn't make any of my parties. I apologize for that, but I was really disgustingly sick. And when I'm sick, you don't want to be around me. I don't want to be around me. It's just like, I just want to sit in the corner and cry and be by myself. And it was just mad. I was like taking some witch's brew. Like my neighbor's like an old ass black woman, and she was like, "Are you sick?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm so sick. I can't breathe. Oh my God, I'm gonna die." So she gives me this bottle of like garlic something mixed with something. It didn't even have, it looked like it came straight out of like a Milton Bradley game. Like, you don't take this potion. If you take this potion, you'll turn into like a big mushroom or something. Like, so I took it and it made me feel better, but that is not an FDA approved product for sure. I was like, this shit is disgusting. Ugh. And then next thing you know, I was just like, it was just disgusting. It was disgusting. But back to Comic-Con. I just wanted to express that because, you know, I'm always down to like cover events, and like rain, sleet, or snow, if I'm gonna do an event. But if I'm not feeling well, like that just kills my whole vibe, and I don't like being sick around people, especially people want to shake hands and hug and shit, and you like sick and you just want to drop kick everybody. So yeah, but you ran up on a lot of motherfuckers, and that's kind of like what I do. I run up on people, tell you my name, you can Google me while I'm talking to you, and we can take it from there. If you don't say no, you say no. If you say cool, I run up on you, we do an interview, and that's what it is. So some people that are already in MSAB, they're pretty cool and open to doing interviews and stuff like that. So we was just doing something for video. I really was going there with an agenda. My agenda, because the MSAB mixtape issue is out. There were some things in my issue that I wanted to like really talk about, and I feel like people was just looking at the art, but they didn't really pay attention to what was being said and what I was trying to say in the mixtape issue. So Anthony Piper of Trill League said some things about, you know, these industry creative niggas, and I just wanted to see how other notable Black creatives feel about it. I mean, I knew most of them probably didn't read it, so it was kind of like, yeah, you know, what's good. Oh, by the way, you know, do you know this young artist feels this way? And for the most part, people were disappointed that Anthony Piper felt a certain way, and I was happy for that, because to be honest, I was waiting for a nigga to justify it so I could like get in their ass on camera. It was a setup, niggas. It was a setup. I was ready to ambush a nigga. Like, word, that's what you, a word. A word. Like, that's what I was like really waiting for, because I could totally support an artist, you know, but some shit is not cool. And I feel like there's so many Black artists that want to get on, and there's so many Black artists that are available to use their resources to help another Black artist. And if Black artists are, you know, actively trying to hinder younger creative talent, that needs to be addressed. And that's what I was there to do. Maybe it was a good thing I did get sick. Maybe I would have been pressing my luck and my karma, and I would have ran up with somebody that was really with the shits, and then it would have been a problem. So Giselle, Lance, what do y'all think about this year Comic-Con?
Well, it was all right. I was only there for,
it doesn't matter. I mean,
2 days.
I was only there for 2 days too.
'Cause I had to work. I mean, the dude from Unique Studios was great.
Mm-hmm.
Like his whole story was fantastic. The things that he does to specifically go out of his way to work with artists from his hometown in Africa, as opposed to dealing with artists here, I think is amazing. Especially because he said it delays issues sometimes weeks at a time.
Mm-hmm.
But he does it anyway because it's important. And I thought that was probably the coolest thing we heard throughout the entire con from anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So that was great. You really tried it with that Piper question. You hit a few people with it. And every single time they looked at you like they were terrified of what was going to happen.
I mean, it's a serious issue. Except for Chuck. Yeah.
Chuck straight up said, shut the fuck up. That was pretty funny.
Nice.
And that's another thing. Like,
Chuck don't give a fuck.
somebody check Chuck so he can hear this. That's what I was looking for. Like, I don't want to do cookie cutter interviews. I don't want to, ask the same basic ass, boring ass comic book questions. Oh, who's your favorite comic book artist? Blah blah blah. Who gives a fuck? I mean, that's nice and all, but I'm not interested in what you like when you was 5. Really, I want to know the here, the now, the future. I want to talk about some Afrofuturism type shit. Like, what's popping? Like, what are you doing? Like, what does all this mean? Like, where are we going with it? You know what I mean? So that's pretty much like my whole point and agenda for seeking out all the black people. And plus, you don't really see a whole lot of black coverage at the New York Comic Con or the San Diego Comic Con. You have to like really look for it. So it was cool. Afropunk was there. They was, taking pictures of the black cosplayers, which is always cool. I think the black cosplayer community is really expanding rapidly. What y'all think? Like, I feel like I'm discovering new black cosplayers all the time.
I think it's expanding, and it's really nice to see stuff like that because, it's another way for us to show like our creativity and to really express that we're not a monolithic. Like, there's different things that we're good at, but we're still black, and I really, really enjoy seeing it. I know that a cosplayer list just got released. I saw that, and I saw a lot of people I knew. I saw a lot of people I saw at Comic-Con, so it was cool. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, it was on Quirktastic. I shared it.
Yeah,
I just think it's funny how Lance is hiding directly behind him.
Yeah.
There you go.
For those that can't see, Frank is just like turning up in the background. So, alright, so legendary. Some shit happened on Saturday right before I was like, yo, I'm going about to be knocked out. So I'm at T. Franklin's booth. She has a project out called Bingo Love about the black women that have loved each other forever and then like they didn't get married and hook up until like later in life. So I'm like, oh, should I talk to her? And because I follow her Kickstarter. Well, I did follow her Kickstarter, and I'm waiting there, and I'm trying to talk to her, and like someone else rolled up on her, and I guess she was like waiting for that person, so she kind of like drifted off from me and started talking to her, and I was like, oh, okay, I think I just got curved. But I'm gonna wait for a second and see what she does, and use her fucking hand sanitizer and just chill for a second. And I turned to my right, and that's when I saw Ta-Nehisi Coates, yo. I was like, oh shit. And it's like, he's taller than what I thought he was. Like, I didn't think he was that tall. So it was like, usually I'm like approaching like men that are like my height or shorter. So it was like, yeah, it was good. But it was like, Coates is taller than me. So I was like, hi, Mr. Coates. And then he was like, hey. And I was like, I read body language really, really fast. So if like someone is like apprehensive and like backing away from me, then I'll be like a step back and try to talk to them. But he was kind of like chill. And he was like, I was like, can I get a few minutes of your time? And he was like, yeah, just let me, talk to this artist right here. Because, he had like this really huge portfolio case where he was actually buying art. He was there to buy art. And I was like, oh, fuck. Coats, oh shit. So I turned, my brother was with me, and my camera guy was like, yo, we have to get Coats. So like, I don't know what we're gonna do from this, but like prepare to go live or to record as soon as possible. He's giving us a few minutes, so let's like get this right now. So I'm like super excited, like, what the fuck am I gonna ask Coats? I mean, like, part of me wants to fangirl out and be like, take a bunch of selfies, like, oh my god, me and Coats. But another part of me like, keep it together, Erica, keep it together. You're talking to him. So I asked him a couple questions, some questions that wasn't even comic book related. It was more like, what do you like to do when you write? Like, what's your inspiration? Who's your favorite black comic comic book character. And you know, another thing that I was asking different creators, which was a hard question apparently, is who was their favorite black villain. That stumped a lot of people. Like, people can like laundry list black superheroes, but when it came to like black villains, like people were like stumped. Like, let me think about it. So, and
then everybody said Black Manta.
Yeah, and I was like, Apocalypse. So, you know what I mean? So that was pretty cool. Asking him that. What I did observe from him is that he doesn't want to talk about like the negative feedback he's gotten, because I wanted to like go into his process with, you know, Black Panther and how he feels about the opinions about, you know, people thinking it's too wordy or it's too much storytelling, not enough action. And he didn't even want to address it. So that's like actually a good tip. Like, if people are like giving you a bunch of bad, reviews or feedback, tune it out and keep it moving. That was a quick lesson he didn't even know. It was just like, that's a jewel right there. Don't even want to talk about it. So I was like, okay, cool. We can talk about someone else. We interviewed Rock Upchurch. He's funny. He's from Philly, and like he's hardcore Philly too. Like, his Philly accent is funny as hell, and for him to like have like such a hard ass Philly accent and talk about how he loves musicals is hilarious to me. It's like Beanie Siegel singing "The Hills Are Alive." Some hood nigga shit. I love that shit. I love the type of shit though.
I would pay so much money for a remix with Beanie Siegel. Oh my fucking god. I didn't know what I wanted until I heard that. I will move heaven and earth to make that happen. I need
great.
Freeway and Beans to give me that song.
Yeah.
Yo, dead ass, I just thought about like how to rap that shit real quick. Like, I'm just like, let me think. Like, I was like dead up trying to see if I could pick up his voice and like rap that shit, because I was gonna rap it like Freeway.
Just email Beanie Siegel's people.
Does he still have people?
He got like one dude in the his homie that sleep on the couch.
But we did do some legendary shit together though. We got Eric Battle and Steve Harris and Chuck all on tape together. And for people who don't know who Eric Battle is, he was part of the whole Milestone movement, you know? So it's like, that's some legendary shit right there. You know, I was kind of like shook a little bit when he walked up on me and called me Miss Internet. I don't know how I'm supposed to take that.
For those of you that don't know, Milestone Comics is where, you know, Icon, Rocket, Static.
Icon Thursday, niggas.
That's where Static came from. All that really cool black superhero bullshit that we all enjoyed. And that awesome cartoon with the illest theme song ever. And that white dude whose dad was really racist. Yeah, that was Milestone.
That was a great synopsis.
His dad was so racist. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was great. That was a great synopsis, Giselle.
Also, guys, at New York Comic Con, I picked up a whole bunch of cool ass comics, and I'm so happy. I picked up like 6 Punisher comics. Like, I was mentally prepared for the Punisher. I don't want to like go off into the Punisher, and because that's like a whole episode if I wanted to, but
Lance wants you to talk about the Punisher.
He does. All right, cool.
He's
all
nodding
right.
his head behind you like, yes.
I mean,
yes.
how much time I got? How much time I got?
You got 10 minutes left on this episode.
Okay, here we go. Real nigga shit. All right. All right. I'm spoiler. Suck your mother. Spoiler. All right. The Punisher is the shit to me, and I think I appreciate it because I did read like about 6 books, like 4 or 5 books or whatever of the Punisher, and I like the fact that it was pretty much true to the lore. Giselle and my brother had the same feedback, like, why wasn't Micro fat? And I mean, that's a legit.
Micro is a voluptuous man, and as a fellow chubster, I feel offended every time we're removed from screen time.
Actually, I want that nigga to be Iron Fist. Can we get that nigga to be from Micro to be Danny?
Oh,
That would be great.
Because they fight the same.
Mm-hmm.
I got to defend it on Thursday.
But that's what I was thinking the whole time. Like, yo, this dude should be fucking Danny. Like, you know, whatever. But The Punisher is really good. I really appreciate it. I feel like I've suffered through The Defenders and Iron Fist just to make it to The Punisher, and it was fucking worth it. Like, I know that Disney is going on their own server soon, so season 2 is probably going to be on whatever fucking Disney, fucking whatever the fuck they're doing. Thank you. I was going to ask you for some more. Giselle is giving me more Jack Daniels. Because we about to get mixy in this motherfucker. So I love The Defenders. Defenders was, oh God.
Wrong way.
Whoa.
You did not love Defenders.
I did not love The Defenders.
Did not love the
I
Defenders.
actually believe that The Defenders did a great injustice to Jessica Jones and Misty Knight. That's my opinion. Fuck you. I don't care if you agree with me. Argue with your mama. But Jessica Jones and Misty Knight are some badass motherfuckers. And the way she got her... Whatever. I don't even want to talk about it. I promised myself I was going to write a blog post, but I've been writing blog posts more recently, and it's like, niggas really be upset with the shit I be writing. I be like, damn, son, crying and shit? Shut the fuck up. Like, damn. I can't write shit no more. I fucking write, I don't like a song, and niggas is like crying and calling me racist and calling me a fucking liberal. Like, the fuck is that mean?
You might be a liberal.
I don't think I'm a liberal. I think I'm a fucking radical socialist.
Okay.
I'm not a fucking liberal. I'm not supposed to say that. I'm a black girl. Yo, I was on the train coming here, and I knew I was in Brooklyn because niggas on the train arguing about fucking oxtails and mac and cheese. I was like, this is not Long Island.
It's not Long Island. You're in the boroughs. You're in the boroughs.
I'm in Brooklyn. They're talking about oxtails on the train. All right. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Giselle makes the drink.
Okay. Last thoughts on New York, the Black Shit at New York Comic Con. It's always awesome. I took random pictures of David Walker was cool. He let me take random pictures of him. I saw Kari Randolph. I've been stalking him for years. He probably won't tell anybody, but he's the only person I allow to call me Yummy. I was a fan of him for a very, very long time. Like, before he started working with Marvel and other different creative houses, I was like his fan on MySpace, and I wanted him to do a picture of me. Like, he used to do like voluptuous art and shit like that. So that's how I found him. And he was also on Model Mayhem as a painter and artist, and I was a makeup artist at the time. So that's an interesting story about, meeting different creatives in New York City. Yes, Karen Page is mad trash. Like, I just want somebody to wipe her the fuck out. And give me, what's Jessica Jones' homegirl named Trish? I'd rather see her, than Karen Page. I'm responding to Trey because, yeah, Karen Page is mad trash.
You gonna leave that thick white girl alone?
Thick, okay.
You tried it.
For a white girl,
Giselle tried
she's trying. Her hips kind of go out. Like, what are you?
I just don't like the look on her face. Like, she looks permanently stuck on befuddled. Like, she doesn't know if she's coming or going. Like, she's just confused all the time. So, okay, jumping back to New York Comic Con, we got some cool ass comics. Any other thoughts?
Can you explain
the Black Shit at New York Comic Con?
If anything, I noticed more this year. There were a lot of black artists that had their own booths outside of Artist Alley. Mm-hmm. Lee had his own setup, which was nice. I stopped by there and I bought his book, and he gave me a whole bunch of swag. There were a bunch of independent artists who had their own comics for sale upstairs.
That was cool.
On the main show floor instead of downstairs in the sweaty basement of Artist Alley. And that was really dope.
Got a lot more swag this year than last year. Like, I had swag.
Yeah, everybody was giving away free stuff. It was awesome.
It was like I wasn't expecting that many comics, like free comics. Like, I bought some comics, but I got a lot of free comics. So, what else we got? My superhero's a black nigga. Fuck what you thought.
Where did that come from?
I don't know.
Yo, that's how we go. Like, my superhero's a black. Fuck what you thought. You could pull up. Oh, look. Oh, shit. Lee popped up.
Hey, Lee.
Lee popped up.
Lee, next time you should be here and do your imitation of Erica.
Yeah, I heard this. That was a really good imitation.
That was the best part of Comic-Con.
It was amazing.
Was when Lee got a little tipsy and started impersonating Erica at the bar. That was fantastic.
I can tell.
Amazing.
I don't even want to see it because I know Lee is real extra, and
he wasn't extra at all. It was very understated. It was amazing.
And
he did you a service.
It was amazing.
I could tell what Lee would do because he thinks I'm super thugged out but super prissy at the same time.
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
You are.
Because the scenario he gave was you wrangling him into doing something for you.
Wrangling?
Yes.
That's not nice.
That was how it was.
Oh
done.
my God.
It was amazing. It was fantastic.
I'm not like that.
Yo,
Thank you. All right, so we about to go into episode 2 because I think my 30 minutes is up, right?
you got 2.5 minutes.
2.5 minutes.
2.5 minutes.
You better tell a story.
Tell a story about what? New York Comic-Con shit? Black comic shit? Oh, okay, we can talk about black comic shit. 2 minutes left. Jackie.
Yes,
I need a pen or something to write with. What we're going to do right now, we're going to do a raffle. I'm going to take all my Patreon supporters and I'm going to pull a name, and that's who's going to get a free ticket to the MSAB Black Panther premiere. The first winner
is
what's the initials?
The initials are, I got to open it. Oh my goodness. She's intricate. CJ?
CJ.
I think that's CJ.
Let me see. It is CJ.
Well, I still be like 3 CJ.
Candace Jones.
Yeah.
Somebody said Candace Jones. You won the first raffle, the official raffle. You got a free MSAB BP premiere ticket.
Excited.
So you win there.
Yeah.
You in there. All right. So this is the end right here. So we gonna I'm gonna throw some like real nigga shit on here in a drop or something like that. But this is all I got to say to y'all niggas right now. So I'm gonna go into episode 3. But I'm gonna act like I'm like fading out and coming back to y'all niggas next week. But I'm gonna just sign out and do it again. All right. So 1.